Hello friends, English dictation 120 words per minute. Start from the Afghan wars to the Battle of Sargadi, where a small band of Sikh soldiers wreak havoc during a siege mounted by a numerically superior adversary to the two great wars, and in numerous British campaigns across Asia and Africa. The Indian Sipahi set the highest standards in valor, even the apostle of peace and non-violence. Mahatma Gandhi had served as a sergeant major of a medical ambulance corps that he had helped raise during the Second Boer War in 1899 to 1902 and Zulu War in 1906. There came a darker side to when the British used Gorkha and Baluchi troops against innocent civilians in the Jallianwala Bagh massacres in 1919. Pyara, in a sense, the first phase of the armed forces journey commenced immediately after the independence in the war in Kashmir and terminated with the debacle of the 1962 India-China War. This period saw relatively young and inexperienced Indian officers being catapulted overnight into mid-level and senior position in the armed forces. The doctrines, training and experience that guided them so well during WWII was ill-suited to either the advent of communism and people's wars advocated by China or to Jawaharlal Nehru's worldview, which was predicated on India's moral and not military power participation in the Korean War by offering medical assistance and sending the 16th Parachute Field Ambulance platoon, a mobile army surgical hospital with doctors and dentists, did little to address the real problems faced by a strong colonial military force that was now without the same energy and objectives. A political leadership wedded to ahimsa that had achieved independence through the mantra of non-violence could not have truly appreciated the gravity of the security challenges evolving on India's periphery. Pyara, a decade of budget cuts that followed further compounded the problem, leaving the Indian army without adequate weapons or manpower when things came to a head with China in the late 1950s. In fact, the Indian army was kept away from India's borders, whether in Ladakh or in Northeast Frontier Agency (NEFA), till the government's hand was forced by the Chinese attack and occupation of an Assam Rifles post at Lonju in August 1959 and an equally bloody ambush of an Indian police party at Konka La Eastern Ladakh in October of the same year. One of the greatest lessons of the perhaps was the realization that with regard to territory, the old adage held true that possession was 9/10 of the law. China's entry first into Tibet in 1950 and later its creeping presence in China over the following decade also taught the Indian armed forces and the new political masters to think in terms of precise borders, not just frontiers. The text and context of the 1954 treaty between India and the Tibet region of China are fine example of how passes on the border are interpreted differently by converters, China leading to contention. Stop.